Welcome to another session, episode, time well spent with your boys, your favorite neighborhood homies. Today, we're going to talk about Chris Rock's segment on Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Good friend of mine said he believes her to be a witch. And after watching my boy Chris get smacked live in front of the world, I might have to agree with my homie back home. That was some mess. So when they tell you you don't want to meet your heroes, this is kind of how I'm feeling about like Will Smith and Bill Cosby. Like cats we grew up watching and enjoying and kind of modeling our behavior, and it's cultural significance. And they're out here doing like this wild shenanigans stuff. Bill slipping Mickeys, Will slapping cats live. Like there's no repercussions for that. That was a real sucker played move. Will, I don't know. You weren't fresh that day, Prince. You can't smack people live. Be like, that's not what's up. And then you embarrass like everybody, the culture, like everybody after something you was laughing at originally. And then your wife put a spell on you. She hit you with the mojo, and then you want to just, prance yourself up to the front and smack a dude you know you can beat. Like, that's whack to me. You shouldn't have done that. Like, Cat should have just ran out and bum rushed the set on Fool. And the fact that cats were clapping when he won the award, there's some suckers out there, man. Like, I would have been like, E, what are you doing? Don't smack people. Royce, like, why would you do that? Like, that is not a good look. Cats were like congratulating them. Denzel talked to him. I love Denzel, but like, nah, that was a mess up. So long story short, he smacks Chris. Chris takes it like a champ. He says his parents raised him well, and he didn't respond because
don't fight in front of white people. Don't fight in front of white folks.
Yeah,
I got home training.
He dropped the mic after he said that.
Right, but there's no way my mom and dad would have been disappointed with their whole experience raising me. Like I might not have won, but Cat's suits would have been jacked up for like he's never walking the same after that. Like there will be like a print of me for him to remember always and always. So Chris Rock's special selective outrage was his response to the slap in a less violent way. And I thought it was masterful. Like he chops Will up without touching him. No swing, nothing that was embarrassing. He just takes his ass out in like genius fashion. I thought it was hilarious.
He karate chopped Will to the carotid artery quick with this one, man. This was a take your ass and go sit down beside your witch of a wife because she done got you up here acting a fool. I mean, like he said, you can't put your business out on the street. You can't be interviewed by the person that cheated on you and then act like it's not out in the world. It's not out in the world for everybody to comment on. So how you gonna get mad and how you even gonna slap somebody when you put your wife's name in everybody's mouth by putting y'all's business out there for everybody to comment on?
It's referred to as an entanglement, Royce.
Yeah, so you can't have a newfangled entanglement out in the streets. Like Chris Rock said, man, you can't slap me for something that everybody's doing. Like everybody talking about it. Like the jokes was already out there, so it was hilarious to me, man. He just, like I said, he chopped Will Smith and carotid artery quick. Like you said, I can't fight Ali. Will Smith 10 times bigger than me, man.
Pookie.
Yeah, he's like, I played a piece of corn.
I don't know. He said, but that dude is significantly bigger than I am.
Yeah,
He said, he played Ali. I played Pookie.
He's like, man, he said, you ain't never seen me in a movie with my shirt off. He said, even if I'm having open heart surgery, I got a t-shirt on. I said, I got a sweater on.
Oh,
he's like, man. He's like, this dude swole up on somebody he knew he could beat. He's like, that's a sucker to me, man.
Yeah, that's whack to me. That's super whack to me. He would have never done that to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He wouldn't have done that.
Like he said. He said 50 Cent called him a bitch. He ain't do nothing to him.
The way he was calling dude out, he was like, whatchamacallit called him. He kept saying it over and over and over again. And that was like, yo, he's masterfully like insulting this dude. Like he's like,
Yeah.
other people did this. Such and such called him this. Such and such did this. He said, but no, who you want to smack? Me.
Me. Little skinny 120-pound me.
Right. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time even watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air now.
Well, and I mean,
I watched the new one. I watched the new one on Hulu.
Yeah, the girls liked it. I didn't watch it. They liked it.
The crazy part about like the whole thing, man, is that not one time during his entire performance did he say her name. You know what I'm saying? He just kept saying her. And I thought it was one of the things though that I thought was good that he touched on though was the fact that he went back and said, this is how it started, because she wanted me to boycott the Oscars because he didn't get nominated for Concussion. And then he gave me a concussion. You know what I'm saying? So
hey man, dude
it's crazy, yo.
Hey man, dude said the only time I ever was screaming for Massa was when he was in Emancipation.
You missed the spot.
You missed a spot, Massa. Whip his ass, Massa.
Hit him again. Oh man.
He's like, hit him again. I was like, oh.
He said, I watched just to get, watch him get whooped.
He said, just to see him get whooped.
Oh man, like that was gold to me. The rest of the show was pretty cool, but the ending was like, that was an exclamation point. And you could tell he waited, like he plotted that out. He didn't say much. He went out there, claiming to be a victim. He wasn't crying about it. Like he took it like a G, honestly. Like he's a way better person than I am. Way better. I'm telling you, like we would have been fighting every single time. Commercial breaks, it would have been like cats scuffling, tuxedos ripped, shoes flying, dreads, locks. It would have been every time I saw dude, it would have been a spoon to the eyeball. Like he would have been bad.
I'd have been
Oz.
I would have been no good. I would have seen red after that, man. He stayed up there and did his job. Like he was still, and the best winner of this is, man, I'd have been like, yo, cut this, clip it, as E says, clip it, because we about to go to blow. It's gonna be some furniture moving up in here. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I don't think
this dude turned his back, yo, and started walking off all indignant and crap. He would have got like a crane.
He got a Timberland in the back.
Yeah, it would have been bad. Been like, it would have been bad.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Wait. He would have what now?
What was that last?
Look like the Busta Rhymes video.
Right, Royce. You already know. It would have been
all I could think of when you did that, yo, I went straight Martin, yo. I went straight Martin.
Yeah, nah, man. It would have been bad. It would have been show canceled.
But the crazy part about it is this. How do you walk up on somebody? And this is always just something that I've had in the back of my head. How do you walk up on somebody, smack them, and then turn your back on them and walk away from them?
Like
you
Chris
turn your
Rock
back
said.
on him because you knew that he was not going to do anything back.
Exactly. You knew his Chris Rock little tail wasn't gonna do nothing. That's what Will knew. That's why he did it. Like I said, if it had been somebody else up there, he'd have never done that. It have never came through as that.
Chris should have handled that. God bless him for being a good person.
And I think the crazy part about it is that when you look at the way that he actually set everything up, like with 40 minutes left to go in the show, he was just like, yeah, I've got some stuff going on in my life. And I was like, oh, okay, here it comes. We're going to get 40 minutes of him talking about this whole thing. And then it led into his divorce. And then it led into buying, oh man, he was moving. And then it turned into, buying a 25-year-old woman's shoes, you know what I'm saying? And then it was replacing a 45-year-old woman's roof. And then it was going down to get, what did he say? They had the Mercedes 308.
he said 45 to 50-year-olds always got the best car's worst model. You got a Mercedes Benz 308. He's like, what that just got? 4 cylinders? You got the roll up windows?
Oh man, that had me weak though, because I was just like, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, somebody rolling around here. You 52 years old, man. You barely making ends meet, and you got a Lexus MNNOP. You know what I'm saying?
You got an Infinity Q14.
Your Lexus got one door. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
You ain't got the Q45. You got the Q22. You got the small caliber Infinity.
The 22.5.
Y'all stupid. So ridiculous. But it was a good show, man. Like I like when he's talking about his kids being spoiled. That's a real thing because kids are mad spoiled. They have no resilience. But the part that Kim was like, yo, you think me and their mother raised them like this? Like he was out there biting people. Like, no, that's who they are.
Exactly. He's like
these are different black chicks. My girls speak different languages. They fence.
Did he tell the principal to suspend his daughter and expel her or something?
She had to learn the lesson.
He's like, and I didn't tell her till years later. That's hilarious. That's what Renee would do.
Oh, nah, shoot.
He would tell them as soon as they got out of the office.
Yeah, I don't put like, yo, you deserve to eat this. I'm very big on you got to eat this. Don't go out there and embarrass yourself. I'll support you. But
you saw what Shaq said. Shaq, they were talking about how Shaq raised his kids, and his kids, he said they don't have money. I'm rich. They're not rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta make their own.
He wouldn't buy him a car.
I do not pull punches. Girls or no girls.
Like
my girls would be tough. Sorry.
Sting said, my kids ain't getting no money from me when I die. That money going all to charity. They got to make their own money.
That's a little out of control, but
I mean, it generational wealth for a reason.
It's called exactly. You nailed it right there. But nah, when he was like, "Yo, I took him to Disney, but not like regular people. They had the Illuminati package." It was a good show, man. I appreciate it. What I didn't like about it after the fact, and I don't know if this would be true, but you hear on the web and stuff that Will Smith is offended and he's gonna sue him and Netflix. I'm like, how you sue somebody that you slap?
Yeah, it didn't sue you.
Yeah, that's
what kind of lawsuit could you possibly have for somebody going up there and telling their side of the story and the truth?
Yeah, freedom of speech.
Even if he said that it was whack, like you can't say that after dude took that from you and didn't sue you for assault. He could have had you arrested
on the spot.
Exactly. Yeah, never mind not drop kick you in the back of the head. Like you could have gone to jail.
So let me ask y'all a question though. All jokes aside, getting back to the original incident. When it happened, did y'all think it was staged initially?
No.
Because there was a large group of people that actually thought that it was staged.
Yeah, because of the lack of reaction. At first, I thought maybe it was a stunt to like a skit in the awards. But after the fact, I was like, nah. I guess it wasn't. So.
I mean, you could tell by Chris's reaction. That dude was shocked. He wasn't. That wasn't rehearsed. It was like, right.
Yeah.
Nah, Will Smith tripping, man. Like again, I haven't been able to watch one of my favorite all-time shows of my life because of that incident. It was mad embarrassing. It was embarrassing to the culture. It was embarrassing to that dude's name. It was embarrassing to the freaking Rock family. It was embarrassment to the dude who was like directing the whole show. Like it was a mess. Like he should be ashamed of himself. He should have gave that award back, man. That's my personal opinion.
I don't even know what he won an award for. What did he win an award for? Emancipation on that one? Or concussion or what?
Who cares? Like the Sucker Award. He got the best Sucker of the Year award. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yep.
Suck.
Is it King Richard?
Right. It might have been King Richard, but like, come on, man. Like,
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch King Richard, so
I haven't seen it either.
No, and the crazy thing with Will though is like he had this squeaky clean image. You know what I'm saying? That because a G.I. Jane 2 joke, really?
It wasn't even that funny. Yeah. I don't even think it was that offensive. Like, who hasn't gone to a comedy show was like, yo, I'm not sitting up front just because.
Hell no.
I don't want to get blasted.
Right, because it might be a thing. So I know I got temper problems. I'm not going to sit front row at a comedy show.
Funny Bone? You go to Funny Bone?
I'm in the back.
And they're like, yeah, we got rooms in the front. Nah, player.
Nope.
I'll come back for the later show so I can get
in the back. Yeah. Like, I'm not going up in front. I'm telling you, bottles, grease, locks all over the place. Say the wrong. I'm telling you.
I went to see a show one time, man.
Is not getting fried.
I sat in the wrong spot. You know what I'm saying? And it was like when I walked in and I sat down and I was like, all right, yeah, man, it's pretty dope. I was like, oh hell, the stage is right there. I didn't laugh too hard. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like any boisterous laughter or anything along those lines. It was just sort of like,
Nope.
That's funny.
They do want to not to laugh. Like, nope.
Gotta hold my bathroom breaks in for the whole show. I ain't getting
anything inside of the light line for the stage, you are considered ultimate. I mean, you can get fired on. And
free range.
But that's the thing, man. Like he came out and he was just like, I am gonna try not to offend anybody. It's sad that we've gotten to a point where comedians actually have to walk out on stage initially and kind of pull their punches a little bit, man. Like that's what made comedy fun. Come on, man. Robin Harris's line was test tube baby. You can't say test tube baby anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can't say baby's kids anymore. Like there's certain things that I don't appreciate people having to stunt their brilliance, you know what I'm saying, for the fear of getting canceled. And I think that show could have probably went a whole different way if it took place 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Doc, could you imagine these people watching like the Jeffersons and All in the Family and Sanford and Son?
Hey, Whitey, you big dummy.
No,
right? They couldn't do it. Like that's what we grew up on. So our resolve is a little bit tougher. Our skin is stronger. Like we grew up with on TV all the time.
Sanford and Son's sister-in-law. What was her name?
Esther, man.
Esther. Esther was frying him, boy. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle it, man. But anyway, that's just the state of affairs right now.
Yeah, man. Cats would not have been able to make it back in the day, man. Like one, you had to be able to take a joke. You know what I'm saying? Two, you had to either be able to fire back, you know what I'm saying, with a joke.
Oh, yeah.
And everything was on the table, dude. They would talk about your family. They would talk about your girl. They would talk about your mom, your dad. I mean, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And you had to just kind of roll with it and understand that it was in fun. It was in jest. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know, man. Like I said, there's certain people that are out there that are brilliant at what they do. And for you to put a handcuff on them for the fear of getting canceled out, man, like that's tough, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't laugh, you only have limited amount of time on this rock. You know what I'm saying? If you can't laugh your way through it, man, what the hell are you doing?
I tell people all the time, man, if you can't laugh at yourself, then that's a problem. So I've always, we all grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or whatever. But in the 80s, it was just everything was on the table. And I've gotten into it with people at work because they want to be like, hey, man, you need to stop joking on me. I'm like, well, you started joking with me. And when you joke with me, everything's on the table. Your one-eyed mama, your limping grandma, everything's on the table because you can joke on me and you can fry me. And I'm going to laugh and I'm going to die laughing, be in tears if you get a good one on me. But you best believe I'm coming back for you. So don't start joking with me if you can't handle it because I can laugh at myself. I laugh at myself every day because I do dumb shit every day to myself. So I ain't worried about that. But kids these days, man, they can't handle it, man. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, this, oh, that. So I don't even do it no more, man. Leave it alone.
And that's why growing up, I wasn't one to go back and forth joking on people because one, I didn't like doing it because I didn't like people feeling bad. And then two, I know my temper is a little bit off. So I didn't need anybody to retaliate because I might have responded incorrectly. So I always just kind of kept it like whatever. But, like you guys said, we were conditioned differently, man. And like now it's just cats are soft, like across the board. And I see it all the time. Like even with young people, they can't handle it. You can't say anything to these people that might be even like helpful if it's not like served with ice cream and pudding.
Yeah.
But like that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just you're going to a comedy show.
Yeah.
You should know that off the rip. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Don't go
like
if you're sensitive.
And I will tip my hat to him. Dave Chappelle, he doesn't care about any of that. He's gonna say what he wants to say when he wants to say it. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's one of the few comics that has not changed the way that he approaches things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can still be funny, you know what I'm saying, and delicate with the situation, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Like I would have been really, really curious though to see that material after a year, you know what I'm saying, since the incident, you know what I'm saying, what the material would have been if we were not living in the cancel culture that we're living in now. I really am curious about that. You know what I'm saying? Just watching it, you could tell there were a couple of times when you've watched old Chris Rock stuff, you could tell there were a couple of times that he pulled punches. And I'm like, that's not who he is. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're a fan of his or not, you know what I'm saying? But you could tell just watching it, I was like, yo, he would have delivered that way different beforehand. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that just from what I did actually see of the special itself, I thought that it was a Chris Rock special, you know what I'm saying? But I also think that he was really, really, I think nerves actually got him a little bit. You know, he wasn't as free on stage, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Throughout the entirety of it. I felt that when he really settled into his comfort zone when he started talking about the Will Smith stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like he almost had butterflies of, I got to get through all of this so that I can get to the meat and potatoes, you know what I'm saying, or what everybody's here for. So, well, that is going to do it for this episode of the Homie Trinity. As always, I'm joined by my man Ren and my man Royce, who is like Waldo these days, you know what I'm saying? You just never know where he's gonna pop up.
It's showing off. I gotta shout out like somebody super, super important in my life. I know we mentioned I mentioned not wanting to meet your heroes because sometimes they disappoint, but today, 4/15, my hero, greatest man on the planet, birthday, Pops. Love you, man.
Pop Greedy.
Yeah.
Pop Greedy. Love you, Pops.
Listen, there ain't a dude on the planet more thorough than Pops. Hardworking, loving, supportive, like will go the distance for all of his people. Like even the extension of his people are his. So happy birthday to my Pops today, man. I'm gonna call you. I called you early, but you didn't answer the phone. I'm gonna call you after this. Hope you're having a good time.
Love you, Pop Greedy.
Yeah, man. So love you, Pops.
One of my fondest memories of your father, yo, is walking into the house on Reggae Sundays and having him sitting downstairs in the little office room, if you would, you know what I'm saying, that used to be the garage. And he would have that small TV on one side of the thing, and he'd be sitting on the couch on the other side. He had on a tank top and a pair of worn daggone gym shorts with no shoes on and that guitar. And he just strumming, you know what I'm saying? And the soccer game would be turned all the way up. And he would always ask me, what did they say? And I'm like, very funny, Pop. Ran upstairs. He's like, yeah, he's upstairs. So happy birthday, Pops. We forgot one thing. Hype man, if you would do the honors, please.
All right, check it. It's your boys, your favorite neighborhood homies. If you are subscribed to the channel and you're enjoying the stuff we're putting out, thank you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. If you're watching it and you're not subscribed, I don't know what your intentions in life are. If you're subscribed and you haven't told your whole clan to subscribe and hit notification bells, then I really question your integrity. Hook your boys up. We need some sponsorships. We got kids to send to school. We got to get paid. We got to get out of the current situation. So on that note, follow us, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts. You're already on YouTube. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hearing this nonsense. So go ahead, turn on all the notifications, bells, whistles, whatever you got to do to get the video update of the 3 dopest pops on the planet. Hook it up. The Homie Trinity. We are them. We are those guys. Subscribe.
Give me Neutron.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. Give me Neutron.
Hey.
Subscribe to your boys. Homie Trinity Podcast.
Peace.
One.
Peace.